space, people seeking that, I guess, the economic fatigue release of going to the gym as their sanctuary, and both parts of the market I think are doing well now, and that goes to the boutique models, the hit models are also doing well as well. I think there's just a natural people wanting to have something else that's just the way it is. Now, until the economy, absolutely skyrockets again, it's going to be like that for quite some time, I think. I don't see that changing in the near future.
And you obviously mentioned KPIs and attrition rates. Do you have any sense, or I presume there must be some UK gym association that probably publishes statistics on this, but what the differential in like monthly churn is for the premium gyms versus these low-cost gyms? Do you think it's about...
No, there'll be a very big difference. I mean, if you're at the higher end of your premium levels, if you're into your virgin territories, full service with pools, they're going to be running, they'll be running north of 40% a year, but they'll be running less than 50. Whereas your low-cost operators are going to be running, I would have said, higher than, 75, 80%, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, they churn regularly. Those models work really well because it's no contract. They work really well for transient workforce who are here and they're gone in 3 months, and so they have a high churn, but they expect it, but they're always doing business. So, it'll push 100% in some areas, but that's fine because there's always a core that stay because they're always joining, in London in particular. That's where you'll see the highest attrition. Out in the sticks, it'll be clearly lower, but there's quite a big differential between premium and low cost. You are going to be talking a minimum of 30 points, I would have thought, at least. Yeah.
Not surprised to me at all. So 40 to 50, and then I guess 40 to 50 and somewhere in 70 to 80 or potentially higher even in the low cost side, which makes sense to me. Okay, that's helpful. So other important things that I've been thinking about. So the potential for the concept internationally. So as I understand it, Basic Fit has been particularly strong, obviously, in the Benelux regions, but it's, multiple countries. And I guess there's been some discussion as to whether they are going to just keep expanding in more locations throughout Europe. Do you think either Pure Gym or Gym Group has the potential to expand internationally? And if so, what markets would you think sort of make the most amount of sense?
I think, I guess where would you go? If you're going to do it, you try and do it in you think of the most mature continental market. You've got to try and compete with the likes of McFit in Germany, and that's been a much more mature market than the UK ever was. So if you're going to you want to find a market that's well established and camp on their doorsteps if they've got a little bit sort of fat and lazy about how they operate. Of course, the easiest way of getting presence is to buy your team, buy your market, spend your money on and rebrand. If I was them, I would absolutely not do it organically. I'd be trying to buy market share, buy a team, and then start from there. I think organic growth in continental Europe
very difficult
would be a disaster. It could be done, but you need a big infrastructure to support it. And generally, I don't see many leisure businesses that do it organically getting a lot of traction. It takes a long time doing it organically. You're better buying presence where all that infrastructure and networking around its local market has been done, and the operators have already got presence and pipeline. And I think it's a tough ask to go organically as an 100% owned model. A franchise model in those territories, that could work quite quickly because clearly you're just exporting your operating model to some high net worth who's found great sites, and that can work. But whether you dilute your brand by having an own operator brand in the UK and a franchise model overseas, it works quite well in some areas. Fitness First worked very well in Dubai and the Middle East in particular. It was remote, but there were good operations there. So I think there is a mix and match model. But you need a good franchise. If you're doing that, you need a good franchise partner like Landmark or someone who knows what they're doing in that area and can control the process as if they are the owner operator.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, so it's interesting. You know better than me. certainly the U.S.